Is there not something I could interact with? Slain villager. Again, always looking for lore. It says, if you want to know what the items are when they drop, you should enable the toggle option so you don't have to hover over them. My issue is, so what I was talking about with looking for something, it wasn't a thing, it was a person. So the lore is usually in Strewn Books, Skeletal Remains, Slain Villagers, Slain Wanderers. If there's a bunch of corpses because I just finished fighting something, I can't interact with it unless I hover over it. That's what I'm looking for. And, well, having Subo as your main mercenary does help with that. No, because that helps with seeing living people. He does not identify treasure chests, and I don't believe he identifies those things that hide lore. Because generally when you have him up, you just see, like, the yellows and reds of these are hostile people, but he doesn't indicate to you, like, where lore hides, right? Yeah, Subo determines enemies. Corpses on the ground are just, did you notice a dead man? That's more checking how observant are you. Right. Knight says, you'd think a dead man would be hard to miss. The smell alone would be a big tip-off. I'm surrounded by dead men. We had that conversation about what would a necromancer smell like the other day. I'm not sure I could smell like a dead man as a cachet. And we said, and my Spiritborn being poisoned probably wouldn't be able to smell it either. Knight says, well, technically your boys are only mostly dead. This isn't Princess Bride. There's no mostly dead. They're pretty spry for a bunch of dead guys. But yeah, Necromancer's another stinky girl. Knight says, though in her case, she can probably bathe to reduce that, unlike the walking plague rat. See, the way I originally designed her, she's very, like... Necromancers are inherently the skinniest character you can make, and they're slightly hunched over. So I assume they kind of exude doesn't sleep enough, probably doesn't eat enough, might not recognize their body signs, like you are hungry, you are tired. Whether or not that translates to not taking care of themselves is entirely up to the player, right? Looking at chat, Knight had said, oh, so necromancers are doctorate students. Of course, they're studying the balance. You've seen me come up with lore and find lore involving the study of the balance, necromancy as a science, sorcery as a science. Hyperfocus, doesn't sleep or eat like they should, constantly stressed, doesn't do enough self-care. I wonder why I relate to them. I take care of myself. It has been an exercise, a discipline in learning how to properly appreciate self-care. Rest is resistance is a very specific thing said on the internet, and a lot of people blow it off, but it is in fact rooted in people who do the work of taking care of us, not letting themselves burn out. Alright? Knight says, does look like necromancers get the cardio in.